welcome to Yoga in the House with Cheryl. I'm Cheryl, and this is my house. And we're here today to de-stress and get moving because it has been a stressful time. And so what I'm hoping to provide for you is an opportunity. Hello, Daisy. Daisy's going to de-stress too. An opportunity to open up spaces and just shake off and let go of any of the stressors of the day, of the week, of the weekend, and also give you something that you can always fall back on. So one of the things that I notice when I get stressed is I get fatigued, and fatigue leads to wanting to do nothing. And so if anything, I am going to encourage you to just try to do some of these movements, and always remember that you can come back to child's pose if some of the movements don't work for you. So we're going to start off on our mat and do some pranayama breath work. So the way it's going to start off is hands down by the side, feet hip width apart, and it's going to look like this. So we're going to do a 3-part breath and let it all out with a ha. So it starts with ha. So let's do that together and we'll get into a rhythm. Do that a few more times. 2 more times. Nice. And just shake it out. Shake it all out. Shake those feet and those hands. And just let it go. All right, so we're going to come to facing the front of our mat, and we'll start off with warming up the spine, and I hope that got you moving and just letting go of some of that excess nervous energy. So we're going to try to replace it with some positive energy. So warming up the spine, we're going to take those arms and reach them up overhead. Bring those hands together, and I'll face you while you're facing the front of the mat. And we're going to stretch those hands up and take a bend over to the right side. Looking under, I'm losing my balance. Looking under that left arm, stretching and cracking open the left side of the body. And taking a bend over to the left, opening up the right side of the body. And stand up. Just float those hands down and take them back up, reaching up overhead and clasping, coming into palm tree pose. And we're going to take a standing cat pose. So lowering those hands out in front of us while tucking that belly button in, rounding the shoulders, stretching out that upper back. And raise those hands overhead. And we're going to take those hands back behind our head and open up that heart. So really stretching those elbows from side to side. And we're going to bring the elbows slowly together, pulling those shoulders. Then open up those elbows again, shining the heart to the sky, opening up those elbows, and raise those hands back up to palm tree pose and bring them on over to our standing cat, pulling in that belly button to the spine. And raise those hands back up overhead and float them down to your side. Nice. So we're going to come on down to our knees and then come to all fours, bringing those hands underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. Our tabletop pose. So in this pose, we're going to send that right leg out long, flex the foot, send the left hand out in front of us, and right here from fingertip to toe tip. And taking a breath in, and come knee to elbow, rounding that back. Set the leg and arm out. Breathe and bring it in, knee to elbow. Send it out. Bring it in. Send it out. And lower. Let's take that left leg out. Send that right hand out in front. Take it out for a straight line. Energetically hold it there. Take a breath in. And knee to elbow. And out. And in. Out. And in. And out. And down. Now, we're going to do kind of a flow, doing a combination of different poses here. So we're going to start off by walking our hands. So we're going to come back into child's pose. Walk in front of us, stretching into our child's. We're going to pull ourselves forward, just hovering over our mat and bringing our body down where our belly and chest and everything is down on the ground. Take a lift up to cobra and push it back, coming over into a cat pose. And then push it all the way back to child's. So we're going to do that a few more times. Let's get into a rhythm. Pull it forward. Into cobra. Take a lift. Pushing up. And back into cat. And back into child's pose. Pull it forward. Coming all the way down, pushing up into cobra, pushing up and back, coming to cat, and back to child's pose. One more time, inching up and forward, coming into cobra, and push it back to cat, and down to child's pose. Nice. Catch your breath. We're going to come on back on all fours. And let's do some hovering right here. So we're going to push our body up and out of our shoulders, and we're going to lift up with the tops of our feet on the mat to hover those knees over. So it's a strength builder, a heat builder. Take a breath in and let it go. Push back, child's. Come back up. Push up to hover. And down. Push back into child's pose. And one more time, up to hover. And lower. back to child's. Come back into all fours. And we're going to tuck those toes under, coming into our first down dog, nice and easy. Keep those knees bent. So let's pedal out the feet. Warm up those calves. Let that head hang down. Release that tension. Get rid of that stress that you've been holding in your neck all day. Really breathe into it. And finding stillness, we're going to shake that head, yes and no, loosening up that neck even more. Nice. And we're going to take a little walk to the front of our mat. Keeping those knees bent, we're going to come to the top of our mat and grabbing opposite elbows, come to find ragdoll. And maybe finding a bit of organic movement here, finding stillness, whatever works for you. So just letting go. Letting go like you just don't care. And soon we'll have our hands in the air. Whoop, whoop. Oh, it feels so good. I love to hang. And some stillness, those hands down to the mat. A little lift up to flat back. Bring hands to our calves, to our shins, and lower back down. And rise up to high mountain. I'm running into the wall here. Stretch up overhead, and we're going to do our series of sun salutations. So hands come apart and dive down for swan dive to our forward fold. Half lift and lower down. And step or hop to the back of your mat. When you are in your plank pose and you're pushing yourself, you're the heels of your hands back, pulling your toes towards the hands. So you probably will feel this in your abs, in your core. And we're going to lower all the way down to our belly. Taking a lift up for cobra. And lower back down. Tuck those toes under, and we can push back like we're coming into child's pose, and then all of a sudden pushing those sits bones up in the air, coming into our down dog. Nice. We can step or hop to the front. Take a half lift and lower. Hands rise overhead for high mountain. Hands together and bring them into heart center. Take a breath here. Send those arms down and around. And swan dive forward. Coming to a forward fold. Half lift and down. And step or hop to plank. Lowering down. Either a up dog or a cobra. Push up. Back and we'll meet in down dog. I'm going to get away from the wall here. Let's do that again. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Come up to half lift and lower. Rise up. Hands center. Up and forward fold. Half lift and lower and step back or hop. Plank. Lower all the way down for chaturanga. Coming up and pushing back. Nice. Okay, let's drop those knees and we're going to come up to we're going to come to a gate pose. So send that right leg out to the side. I'm going to face you so you can see me. And we're going to take a bend over to the side with our left hand, reaching down that right leg. And maybe taking a counter pose, reaching overhead to the left with that right hand. And this time, we're going to take that right hand, grab that right foot, and stretch that quad. Nice. And release. Come on back. Take that left leg out. And we're going to do a bend to the left. Reaching up overhead with that right hand. And take a counter pose, reaching that left hand over to the right side. And then lift that left foot, grab it with the left hand, and pull, getting in a nice quad stretch. So you notice we're doing a lot of up and down here, and that's intentional, just to keep you moving. And release, and bring it all the way up. Hands to the ground, feet tucked under, put under, and back down dog. We're going to float that right leg up to the sky. Stretch it up. And we're going to bend that right knee, bring knee to nose. Send it back up. Let's do that 2 more times. Knee to nose. Send it back up. Knee to nose. Send it back up. And then we're going to bring that right foot all the way through between our hands. Shine that heart to the sky. So we're in our low lunge. We're going to drop that back knee, bring hands to your right knee, and keep those toes tucked under because we're going to get a nice stretch in our toes as well. So push up and back, shining that heart forward. You might feel this stretch in your groin. Might feel it a little bit in your back. Nice. And take those arms up and back, coming into an arch. Bring the arms and hands back down to frame the foot. Lift that left knee. Keeping that left hand next to the right foot, we're going to take a twist, reaching up to the sky with that right hand. Now, you can stay here, or if you want to twist it out and stretch a little deeper, you can turn those feet on the blades and twist around, coming to sit and get a nice stretch in the butt, the hips, and take it back up. Send that right foot out, lower down for chaturanga. Take a cobra or an up dog and push it back. Nice. Float that left foot up and then hold it in 3-legged dog. And then we're going to bend that knee and bring knee to nose. And send it back. Take it in, knee to nose. and send it back, knee to nose. Send it back and bring that foot all the way between your hands. Come into low lunge. See how low can you go. And drop that back knee. Keep those toes tucked under. Come up to place your hands on your knee. Shine that heart to the sky. Push up. Feel that stretch in your groin. Maybe a little in your back and your core. And then take those hands up overhead and we'll do a little back bend. And float the hands back down to frame the foot. Lift that right knee, place that right hand on the left foot, and take a twist up to the side, reaching up to the ceiling or the sky if you're fortunate to be outside. And then we're going to come on the blades of our feet and drop down to the side. I'm a little tighter on this side. And stretch out those hips. Bring it back up. Hands frame the foot. Send that left foot back and lower for chaturanga. Lift it up and push back. Nice. Now we're going to hop or step to the front of the mat into our malasana or yogi squat. So we're going to bring feet out to the outside of our hands. We're coming into our yogi squat with hands at heart center, and we're pushing out with our elbows. Maybe even finding some movement. Pushing all that negative energy out of our bodies, replacing it with that positive energy. Nice. So in this posture, we're going to hold the legs in the squat and then nice and easy send the hands out in front of us, raise them up overhead, come up to come on your toes all the way up and balance, then hands together and bring it all the way down again. So we're building a little heat, doing some balancing and stretching. So take it out again, arms up overhead as we gradually stand up on our tippy toes, finding length. Hands together, send it back down. And place those hands back down on the ground. And this time we're going to do a shoulder stretch. So swim that right arm around that right leg, and we're going to do a bind. Now you can stay here, or if you want to go a little deeper, take that left hand around, grab the right hand, and we're going to twist, pulling on those shoulders while keeping our legs in that squat. So there's a lot going on here. Stretching and strengthening all at the same time. And release. Let's push up, and we're gonna come into a forward fold. Come all the way up into high mountain. Take a breath, flip those feet back open, come back into yogi squat, hands to heart center. Let's do it on the other side. Swim that left arm around the left knee, and you can stay here or go a little deeper and reach that right hand around, grabbing the hand, and stretch out those shoulders. One of my favorite poses, because this gets at the places where the stress really accumulates. and our neck and shoulders, and release, and push it all the way up, coming into forward fold. Flip those toes to be facing the front of the mat, and we're going to come into, we're going to do a stretch where we need our peace fingers. Take those peace fingers and grab the big toe of each foot, and we're going to pull down for a stretch. As we pull down, we're going to send those elbows out and see how far you can pull down. It shouldn't hurt, just be a little uncomfortable, so only go to the point of discomfort. Take a little lift up, breath in, and see if you can go a little deeper. And really rise all the way up. Take those hands down by your side, and we're going to take a little lift with that right foot. As we raise those hands overhead, we're going to send that right foot back to come into our Warrior One pose. So find your alignment in your Warrior One. And we're not going to stay here too long, but let's take a little arch back and come up and open all the way out to Warrior Two. We're going to do some movement here, again, getting rid of that stress. So we're going to come up, straighten that front leg, and down. Let's do that a few more times. Reach up, hands together, and down. Reach up, and down, and up, and down, and hold it. Come into reverse warrior, reaching up with the left hand and down the leg with the right hand. See if you can really get into that stretch. And come back up to Warrior Two. You are strong. Leave your stress at the door. Come over to side angle, reaching up to the sky with that right hand as you're bringing the elbow over on the left knee, and hold it. And release. Come back to reverse warrior. And let's go back to side angle. So we're going to do this a couple more times, getting into a rhythm. Reverse warrior. And side angle. Reverse warrior. Side angle. And come back to Warrior Two. Pivot to Warrior One. Take a gentle back bend and bring it all the way down to frame your foot. Take that foot back to meet the right and lower it all down for Chaturanga. Lift up and push back. All right. Let's take a walk to the front of the mat. Hopper step. Roll it all the way up. Head is the last to come. And as our arms rise, we're going to lift that left foot up nice and easy. And we're going to take it back, set it down, coming into Warrior One. Find your alignment. Make sure that front heel is intersecting that back foot. Make sure those hip points are facing forward. Take a little bend back. Come forward Shift into warrior two. Check out your alignment. Nice. So we're gonna come into our reverse warrior and hold it here, reaching up with that right hand, reaching down the leg with the left hand. And come back up, coming into our side angle, reaching up in the air with the left hand while the right hand rests on the knee. Now be careful not to dip into that right knee, just resting it. Let's get a little slow. Come up to warrior two, back to reverse warrior, and flow back to side angle. And up to reverse warrior, back to side angle. Reverse warrior, and side angle. And back to warrior two. And we're going to shift to warrior one, pivot around, take a little bend back, and bring it all down to frame the foot. Sending that right foot back to meet the left, lower it all down for chaturanga. Push up, and back. All right, we're going to take that right foot and we're going to place it up between our feet, and we're going to come up to our high lunge and hold it there. Catch your breath. And then we're nice and slowly going to straighten that front leg while pushing back into our straight-legged pose. So we're going to take those hands and lower them down over that leg. Nice and easy. We can come into airplane arms, or you could simply drop your hands down to support you. Whatever works for your body. See how far you can go. Can you stretch it down all the way? Are you down further than you had been before? We're always a work in progress. And bend that knee, come on up. Back to high lunge. And lower it all the way down for chaturanga. Lifting up and pushing back. Bring that left foot all the way up through. Coming up to high lunge. Catch your breath. And we're going to straighten that front leg while we drop that back heel. And come into airplane arms, or simply drop those hands to the side on the ground, bending over that left leg. And see how far you can go. And rise up. Bend that knee into high lunge and take a little lift back and bring it all down. Coming down for chaturanga. Take a lift up and push back. And coming down to the ground again, we're going to take that right knee and come into our pigeon pose. And again, This is something that might take a while to get into. I'm still working on it myself, but if this is in your practice and you want to do the full expression, you are welcome to do whatever works for you. So we're going to bring those hands forward on the mat, walk forward down to rest on the mat or your hands. And we're going to stretch out those thighs, those groins, those hips, and just hold it here, breathing into the spaces that you're making. And we'll do this for 5 breaths. And we're going to push up and swing that left leg around, coming into cow pose. And if you want, actually, we're going to do something different. We're not going to do cow arms. We're going to do eagle arms. So the way this looks is we send that left arm underneath the arm. We're going to push up the arms as we hinge out over the legs. Stretch and things. I would make a little bit. And up. Release those arms. And we're going to take that left leg out long, push up on the knee, and come into a wild thing. Pushing those hips up. And lower it all down. Swing both those legs around, coming to push back down dog. Very good. Now we're going to do the other side. Bring that left knee up to the hands, left wrist. And our pigeon pose. And walk those hands out in front of you. Bring head to the mat. Continuing to open up space. And let's linger here for 5 breaths. I could always stay here longer, but I won't. Let's push up and back. Swing that right leg around to come over the left knee, coming into cow pose again. And this time we're going to take that right arm, bring it underneath the left, coming into eagle arms. Push those arms up, hinging at the hips and bending out over the legs, stretching it out. Use that. Put yourself up. Release those arms. Send that right leg out long. And we're going to lift it all up into our wild thing. And release. Swing those legs all the way around. pushing up and back to down dog. Nice. Okay, catch your breath. And we're going to walk or hop to the front of the mat or step. And we're going to just come into a seated pose. You can sit down gracefully or not. Come into staff pose, sending those legs out long, flexing the feet. Take those arms up overhead. Bring that right foot up by the knee and send that left arm around the knee while you send the right hand to the back of the mat and look over that right shoulder. So we're in a nice twist. And counter that, just swim around here. And take that right leg long, raise those arms up overhead, bring that left foot up by the right knee, and swim that right arm around the left knee while we twist around to look over our shoulder. And counter that. And release. Bring those soles of the feet together. And we're going to hinge at the hips in this butterfly pose and lean out over those feet, trying to keep the back as straight as possible. Lean over. Stretching. This leg out or back. This is not where I'm very flexible, so I really have to work at this. Work up a sweat. Yes. And lift up. Take a deep breath and see if you can get deeper into it. With each breath, we're making more and more space in our body. And release it. Set those legs out. Place the soles of the feet on the mat. We're going to come into boat. So take a little lift up. Hold those hands out at the side. You can hold your feet right here or get in a little more strength building by straightening those legs. That's a little more challenging. Bent knees. Straight legs, bent knees, and lower those feet. And we're going to come down one vertebra at a time. Lowering down, feeling it in the core, nice and easy, until we're all the way down. So what we're going to do here, again, we're going to use the variation of eagle pose. So we're going to take that right knee or that right leg over the left leg into eagle legs. And then we're going to do our eagle arms, taking that right arm underneath the left arm. So we're in our eagle pose, but we're going to do a crunch in this. So we're going to take elbows to knees and take a breath in and lift up and send it back down. Knee to elbow and down. Knee to elbow. And just do this a few more times at your own pace. And release it all out. So shake it all out. All right, actually, let's do a full body stretch. And bring it back in. Take that left leg over the right leg. Come into eagle legs again. On the other side, left arm comes under the right arm. And we're going to pull it all in, knee to elbow. And lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. And do a few more at your own pace. And release it all. Shake it out. All right. Stretch all the way out, full body stretch. And bring those knees to your chest. Give yourself a great big hug. And just kind of roll around, massaging that lower back. And we're gonna take that, take the feet back to the floor, hip width apart, arms either in cactus or big T, and drop those legs over to the left side. So we're coming into a twist, and as you drop the knees to the left, you're going to be turning your head to the right. And if you want a deeper stretch here, place that left foot on top of the right knee and gently pull it down. Getting a little extra stretch, making more space for that good stuff. And release it. To bring those knees over to the other side. Here we go. If only I could teach my dog to do yoga and engage with the practice, but it's not going to happen. Okay, drop those knees over the side. No, Daisy, you need to go. And pull down with that right foot placed on the left knee for that extra little stretch. You're just a bundle of cuteness. And release. And you can do a final pose, maybe a happy baby, maybe just windshield wiper the legs. Happy baby is when you bring your feet up, grab the blades of your feet, pull the legs apart, and rock side to side. Thank you for that cameo appearance. We're almost there, Daisy. And legs together. Bring them down. Send them out long. Take a big stretch once more. Finding full length. And float those hands down to your sides, palms facing up. Take advantage of this final pose of Shavasana. Deep breath in. And let it go out of your mouth. And just take this moment for yourself. Let go. It's important to take time to de-stress, whether it's yoga or puppy therapy, or talking to a friend, or writing or reading, whatever it is. But the thing that I love about yoga is that we're moving and really connecting with our bodies instead of dissociating, which is oftentimes what we do when we're stressed. So the whole idea is to come back to your body, to your center, to your core, breathing into it. I'm going to close out our practice for now, but that doesn't mean that you have to finish. You can stay as long as you'd like. So bring those knees up as you bring your feet to the mat. Drop those knees over to the side and push yourself up to seated. Come into easy pose. We're done with our down doggies. And we're going to take one final breath, and it's going to be a victorious breath. So taking it in and with a final ha at the end. Ready? And in. You did it. You came to your mat today. You de-stressed and you took care of yourself. Please come again and join me. I hope this was helpful to you. From my heart to yours, the light in me honors the light in you. And you too, Daisy. Namaste.